remove the drawer first. Then we're going to take a Torx bit. It's going to be a size T20. We're going to remove the 7 screws that hold the upper base to the bottom. While we're here, we're also going to remove the flat nut that holds the power jack, and this is going to be a 3/8 inch nut driver. Next, you want to take a 5/16 socket or nut driver or equivalent, and we're going to loosen, not remove, the lower motor mount. I'm going to pull the cat sensor off. I want to free the cat sensor micro switch from its position. We're also going to free the wire harness from the various clips that you'll see inside here. We're going to pull off the circuit board bezel assembly and remove the 2 connectors from the circuit board. And now we are free to remove the top of the base. Set the bottom of the base aside, and we'll do this part next. I'm going to remove the safety line cover. Just release up on the tab, it lifts right off. We're going to pull the wire harness from the front of the assembly out here. We're going to free the harness from this harness wire loop. We're going to unsnap what's called the Hall sensor carrier. With the pair of needle nose, we're going to disassemble the motor from the harness. It's a brown wire going to a white wire and a green to a red. Also going to take these wires here, 2 black wires, and this is the safety line circuit. The on-off rocker switch. And we've got 2 more motor mount nuts to loosen up, again using your 5/16. Reach down and free the rest of the harness. Put your motor off to the side, you'll need that again later. And there's your wire harness. We're going to remove the cat sensor micro switch. We're going to transfer that to the new harness assembly. And we're also going to take the Hall sensors out of the carrier assembly, just like that. Got the new harness here. I'm going to route this portion of the harness underneath the first loop. I'm going to tuck the circuit board connectors up to the front. Take the rest of this harness here and loop it underneath the other feature. I'm going to take this short white wire and put it out where the rocker switch will be. In fact, we'll grab that right now and we'll connect that up. And that's going to go on the middle, the center terminal. We'll do our Hall sensor. Keep in mind here there's going to be a white line on one side of the sensor and nothing on the other side. You want to be able to see the white line after you assemble it. So we're going to insert it into the carrier and press down. You might hear a light little snap. Then the goal here is to get the wire harness behind the carrier. We don't want it in the path of the motor gear. So we're going to hold it behind it with my right hand, push down. It should look like that when you're finished. Okay. I've got a whole mess of wires here. I got a brown and a green. That's my motor leads. I have 2 black wires, and those go to my safety line area, and I have the power jack. We'll start with the safety line. Grab the short wire, the shorter of the two black wires, and just push on. And then take that assembly and place it back in where it belongs. Other black wire, we're going to push this onto the plate terminal, like so. And push back on that. And lower the plate terminal on the two white posts. And now we're going to reassemble the safety line. It's going to push up here and run that cable underneath. And that completes the safety line. Now we're going to put our motor back in. So grab your motor and pay attention. Note we've got 3 mounting locations and 1 panhead screw. And we're going to lower it and make sure the washers, let me show you, the washer and the nut are on. They stay together during the assembly process. It should look like that. We're going to snug them down. We're not going to over tighten them because we are tightening up against plastic. You don't want to ruin your little robot. I'm going to take my white and my red motor lead. I'm going to tuck them under that retention feature. And now connect the motor back up. White goes to brown and green goes to red. If you get this wrong, your robot will go backwards. We're going to tuck all the wires in. I'm going to grab my safety line cover and reinstall it. And we're almost home. The other white wire coming off of the power jack, we're going to tuck that also underneath, out where the rocker switch goes, and that's going to be the remaining connection to our on-off rocker switch. I'm going to take the assembly and rotate it so it's like this. And it's going to snap right back in. Now we're going to assemble the power jack. Hold it through with one hand. Again, we're tightening on plastic, so you want it snug, but you don't want to go too crazy with it. I'm going to grab my CAT sensor micro switch. I'm going to put the black wire on the bottom terminal and the blue wire on the center terminal. Okay, we've got the bottom of our base back. We're going to flip the top over, line it up, and you want to make sure that your lower motor mount, you see the nut and the washer. And we're going to snug that down. Again, not over tighten. Okay, now we're going to put the CAT sensor back together. I'm going to push down on the front of the spring, and I'm going to gently put the CAT sensor micro switch back in its proper position. And now I'm going to put the wiring back in the various clips we've provided to keep it out of your way, out of the way of the drawer. Okay, final step, just put the CAT sensor cover back on. And now we're going to put the circuit board back on. We have 2 sides to the connector. One side you can see the silver of the terminals. Other side is flat black, or for customers who have older units, maybe a decal on there. Important thing is you want the decal side or the plain black side facing you. And also pay attention to the power connector. White wire on the inside. Reassemble the bezel. And all you know is reassemble the 7 screws, and you are done.